Hey, this is a work industries. You know, when I was starting my master's degree on Vancouver Island and the driving school, that was very much appreciated by my community in the sense that, they wanted me to exist. That was the limit of how they could show appreciation. Um, I decided to put an ad to hire an instructor part time that could lead to full time if that was important for that applicant. And I was very clear what you need to do to get an instructor license and what I was looking for, and that the person would find themselves getting more work by doing good work and by also advertising. Um, and I tell you, I was so awestruck, I guess could be the word, about. I don't know if I got between 20 and 30 resumes and how dumb they were and how ridiculous what people said was related to my ad. So it made me angry. Now, right now, I'm seeing so many jobs posted, let's say in education, where often it's underpaid or often this certificate is required, and people that have this certificate are incompetent. So, what did I do when I got a whole bunch of resumes that were incompetent? Is I went for the lesser of multiple evils, but I wasn't surprised with all the red flags that it didn't work out. So again, you want to know some of the reasons I closed my driving school, which allowed me to earn a living in a modest way because I wasn't greedy and I was quite happy with just the limited work of a small town that was largely seasonal as well. But that would be consistent because you can't rely on public transit on Vancouver Island. So I decided, hey, that's one of the reasons I'll close my driving school. I don't want to sit in a vehicle, which is not healthy, especially at long lessons where, I don't take breaks unless, they would go over, let's say, 2.5 hours. And it would be an agreement with the student to take that break because it's also good for them. But so I decided, hey, that's one of the reasons I'm closing my driving school because there's no good candidates. So maybe a lot of daycares should start closing because, I mean, the difference between them and me is they often get my resume and they can't adapt or recognize it for what it is. So, they just continue with what I didn't want to continue with, which is hiring incompetent people. So if they close, what happens? Then people start not having a place to bring their kids, which is great for the human condition because now they have to maybe start learning how bad they are as parents and maybe do something about it that is positive. Or they have to not be slaves to the economy that has failed them and their kids and the education of each of them. And maybe that would be an indirect culture repair project that's not within their conscious control because it's too late for the people primates to consciously self-correct. Again, I said HSD has made the concept of humanism, which was not always the case in the past, but in the last year or so, no longer possible. Now, did the scientists who study, the doomsday clock things that incorporate more and more things, incorporate such a thing, incorporate HSD, incorporate the fact that the people primates cannot solve their own issues and are in fact accelerating them. And they think it's great that there's a little bit more media coverage now that we're 90 seconds when we're in the Anthropocene. So no offense, but we're past noon already, okay? We're past 12. So they would know this as scientists if they were able to incorporate the reality of the human condition, which is pretty sad. So this is about work industries, and it's about there's no jobs as culture repairs, and even if there were, nobody would do it well or want those jobs.